Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Baruch Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us the scriptures, among other things, and salutation to all Yakim across the earth for doing this work in sincerity and in truth. Shalom. So basically, this video I want to go into, it's the time that we're living in, It's the time that we're living in, a lot of stuff going on, You still have the war, Russia with Ukraine, still being pushed. Uproars of the people everywhere. We just had the so-called New Year's Day, which is not the New Year's Day, But yeah, you can check it out in my previous video. I went a little bit into that. But you see, a lot of people were rioting, fighting against the police. I saw a couple of videos. The brothers from Germany were sharing that, saw a couple of videos that people were, basically throwing fireworks at the police over there. In Holland, they did the same thing, so some place they had some riots going on. People were going mad, you had multiple places where where fireworks was not allowed, but people were still doing it. Basically they fighting against the government, And the thing is, what we need to do, as the hopeful elect, watch and how I said it, watch and break down the time that we are in, our elder apostle Tahari named this year the hopeful year of fulfilling the prophecies. I'm kind of butchering it up, but fulfillment of the prophecies, the hopeful year, So he's not saying that this is the year that the prophecies will be fulfilled, but it's the hopeful, we haste is coming. We want to be out of this shitty world yesterday, We want, if you are in the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushua, you don't want to live in this world, man. This fucking filthy world, man. This homosexuality being pushed to the max, This pedophiles running free wild, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff going on. The mentality of the people, filthy females, This world is fucked up, man. Your children are not safe. You need to monitor your school, where they at, If they go to sports, you need to check the coaches and stuff, A lot of stuff going on, man. This world is fucking messed up. But on the other side, it's beautiful because Esau's going down, man. Esau's going down. He's losing power, and you already see it with the regular devils, Already see it, They losing their power. They don't, they don't have that. Especially, Jake. Jake is very do you call it, kind of docile, always willing to please the devil, If the devil tells him something to, he's like, yeah, easy to comply and stuff, But you see Jake be chasing, But yeah, I'm kind of drifting, but, I got this article here, but, like I said, as the hopeful elect, Yahweh Savior, those men that has been chosen to be a watchman unto Israel, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and the so-called Indianos, The thing is, we gotta watch, check the news and see, measure the time and see in what time we are. And we are very close in the time for Yahushua to come back. But only the Father, Yahweh, He knows when it's time for Yahushua to come back. Not even Yahushua knows it, Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. Jump to the book of Matthew 24, verse 36. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. So if you go back, let's say 2 years, if you go two years back, when the C-19 just started to break out, people were scared, lockdowns. A lot of countries had lockdowns, even here in Holland. Certain time after 9 o'clock, you were not allowed to go outside. Stuff like that. And people were afraid. Getting self-tested. They still do it. And I see it in my surroundings. People being jabbed up. To the max. Booster things, all that. And they sick, man. They sick every month. They sick, man. All kinds of sickness, going to the hospital, having this and that, But yeah, if you take that shit, if you trust Esau, yeah, you deserve everything that's coming for you. Whether you're an Edomite or whatever your nationality is, if you trust Esau, yeah, it's on you. You never trust this devil, man. But yeah, kind of drifted. But the point is, people are still doing all this stuff. So like, oh yeah, that was it. Because that's why I was thinking, like, why did I when I go to the beginning of the C-19? Yeah, because people were afraid. And now, like this year, people were waiting. What? Okay, are they gonna do lockdowns, this and that? So now they are talking about there's a lot of affected people in China, which is kind of funny because the people there, I saw a clip of them standing in line, in the snow blow, wind blowing and stuff, freezing cold, children playing in the snow while the parents standing in line in order to get themselves tested and get the QR code so they can get some bread, And it's funny, because I hate these Kukulinis anyway, so it's beautiful to see them suffer. But like I said, like a couple of years ago, everybody was afraid to do something, or a lot of people were afraid to do something. But now everything's still open, so people are, they're still able to get their party on, especially when they had the unholy days, Christmas and New Year's Day, So people are really in a party mode, So that's funny. So to them, the majority of the people, when Yahweh is coming back, it's going to be a surprise. And not a surprise that they be waiting on, It's going to be a horrible surprise for them, But yeah, at a certain point it's too late. When you're too late, you're too late. Like in the days of Noah, like I just was reading in the book of Matthew. When the Mosai shut that door, it was too late. When the rain started to fall from the sky, because people didn't believe him. They thought that Noah was a psycho, he wasn't right in his mind. He was talking about water falling from the sky. They didn't know that back in those days. They had the dew. Every morning the dew watered the whole land. That's what they knew. So they never heard about rain. They were like, yeah, man, you're a lunatic, man. But as soon as the door got shut and it started to rain, then they started to realize that Noah was right. And don't get it twisted. He was preaching for 120 years against the whole world because everybody was against him. He only had his household, So yeah. So now people are not that afraid, so they're not aware, so they're gonna be taken like as a thief in the night, And for us, the watchmen, the hopeful elect, Yahweh Ratasa, we won't be overtaken, when Yahweh Shai comes back. So back to the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 38. But as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Yeah. So like how it happened back then, don't forget the majority of our people need to die anyway. For the majority of our people, death is the only cure. That's a fact. So a lot of people are about to going down, So yeah, it's going to be a very surprise to a lot of people. You know, they're already calling us lunatics, Church of Satan, whatever. You know, they got all these names for us. You know, but Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, we are those men. You know, and then we're gonna have the last laugh. You know, as you can read in the Book of Solomon, chapter 5. You know, look in our enemies and realize and see that they are destroyed, man. And that's a very beautiful thing to look forward to. So let me see. Let me go into the article and then I'm gonna grab some scriptures afterwards. So it's from the AD, which is a big media platform in Holland. So the title is "Influenza Continues to Rage in the New Year. Care infarction threatens as if as if half of the Netherlands is sick in bed. It seems as if, you know, don't forget, Esau be doing this harp and all this shit, you know, and he's fucking people up. You know, that's a fact. He's fucking people up. It seems as if half of the Netherlands is sick in bed. The flu epidemic continues and even threatens to cause a care stroke at this rate, warns Leon van den Toren, chairman of the Dutch Association of Physicians for pulmonary diseases and tuberculosis, and the effect on the holidays is yet to come. So that's that fear again. Oh, you gotta know what's gonna be concerning the you know. the holidays are yet to come. The flu epidemic that has been circulating in the Netherlands for now, for 2 weeks, will continue in the new year. Ooh. The most recent figures from Research Institute Nivelle shows that last week 66 out of 100,000 people visit their GP with flu-like symptoms. That is second week above the limit for a flu epidemic, but slightly less than in the week before Christmas. GPS mainly say young children from 0 to 4 years old with flu-like symptoms. Slakje. Let me read that sentence again, didn't read right. GPS mainly see young children from 0 to 4 years old with flu-like symptoms. The infection rate shows that about 1 in 15 Dutch people suffer from fever, cough, shortness of breath, or loss of smell or taste. Officially, there is a flu epidemic when more than 58 out of 100,000 people go to the doctor with complaints that are reminiscent of flu, and 10% of the samples examined contained the flu virus. Last week, Nivelle reported 70 residents with flu-like symptoms for every day 100,000 people. In addition to out of hours GPS services, hospitals are also seeing a large increase in the number of patients with influenza, in additional to flu, also known as influenza. All kinds of other respiratory viruses are also circulating. One of the top that comes the coronavirus, which is increasing again, said Leon van der Toon. In addition to being chairman, he is also a pulmonologist at the Erasmus MC in Rotterdam. There's immense crowds. There, he says. We have never had this combination of respiratory viruses and corona before, and that puts greater pressure on healthcare. So Esau keep busy, fearing the people. with his diseases. And of course, he's doing stuff. He's spreading sport. He's jabbing here and there, so people get sick. That's what's going on. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he meet. So yeah. So by seeing all these things going on, we realize, in Yahuwah so we are those watchmen. We realize that the time for Yahushua to come back is close, man. It's close. Let me read 2nd Esdras chapter 9 verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, what do you see going on? What's going on in Iran, for example? A lot of people being put to death over there, for going against the government, against the Islamic law that they got over there. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the day that were before thee, even from the beginning. Yeah. And Yahuwah, we are those men, Yahuwah, we are part of that number, warning of people about what's about to come. People be trusting Esau like madmen. But Esau, he's a destroyer, man. He's on his destruction path. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Yeah, I think, I'm gonna leave it like that. So with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Waharukah Kudash, a double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace salutation to Yakim across the earth for doing his work in the city and the truth. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom.